Babulu turned to Masha, his voice edged with gravity as he asked whether she was truly certain, beyond any doubt, that another legendary sovereign-class bloodline had indeed been born into the vast expanse of the universe. Masha gave a firm and confident nod, her expression unwavering as she explained that the news had come directly from Hunting Star Weekly, a source too authoritative to be dismissed. To her, that alone made it undeniable truth. However, she added a careful note: what had emerged so far were only the earliest, faintest signs of a sovereign-class power awakening. She likened this rising force to a fragile young sapling just beginning to break through the soil. Yet even such a tiny sprout, born of such legendary caliber, would tower like an unshakable giant when compared to immortal-level fighters like themselves. Seeing her father fall into a heavy and suffocating silence, Masha tilted her head with curiosity and asked if he was perhaps troubled, worried about their unbelievably powerful companion, Lu Sheng. Babulu quickly shook his head, dismissing the thought. He insisted that Lu Sheng was not the source of his concern, rather, something else had surfaced in his mind. Lost in thought, the seasoned warrior reflected on a harsh, unchanging truth of the cosmos. Whenever a new galactic king rises, it is always accompanied by the tragic fall of the old ruler. As his gaze lingered on Lu Sheng's retreating figure, a chilling realization struck him like a silent storm. What would this shift in power truly mean for the future that lay ahead? Meanwhile, Lu Sheng arrived at the enormous recreation deck of their newly acquired luxury spaceship, the Meteor. The moment he stepped inside, he realized that this single zone alone surpassed entire sections of their previous flagship in scale. This astonishing leisure sector was divided into 16 completely distinct biomes, each one more breathtaking than the last: sprawling oceans, dense forests teeming with life, endless deserts stretching into the horizon, and even fully realized cities. What made it even more unbelievable was that none of it was mere illusion or cheap holography. Every environment was real, physical, and meticulously constructed. Standing upon an authentic rocky shoreline, feeling the texture beneath his feet, Lu Sheng decided it was the perfect moment to test his brand new hyper-frequency communicator and reach out to his family back home. The advanced device activated instantly, forming a seamless, real-time panoramic connection. Before him appeared a stunning holographic feed, his pregnant wife, Qingxue, resting peacefully on their bed. The clarity and power of the technology left him deeply impressed. With a simple swipe, he shifted the projection and scanned the surroundings until he spotted his mother, Jian Yufeng, seated in the living room of a nearby villa, chatting cheerfully with a group of women. The sight made him smile. Despite their youthful, almost maiden-like appearances, they still carried the unmistakable charm and lively energy of middle-aged neighborhood aunties. He chuckled quietly to himself, realizing these must be close friends of his mother, women who had clearly used high-end gene optimization fluid to reclaim their youthful forms. Swiping again, he searched for the rest of his family, and soon found his father and younger sister in a sunlit park, diligently practicing their martial arts forms alongside a local group. Seeing them all healthy, safe, and living in peace, a warm smile spread across Lu Sheng's face. Without disturbing them, he gently ended the connection, deciding that knowing they were happy was more than enough. With his mind finally at ease, he shifted his focus back to cultivation, recalling the 20 premium Tier 3-star cores that Ziyanshin had recently given him. Opening the exquisite golden box, he revealed the blazing cosmic energy contained within. Without hesitation, he decided it was time to use these immense resources to push toward his breakthrough into level 13. He directly drew the raw energy of a star core into his mouth, letting the empty golden box fall carelessly to the ground. The overwhelming surge of power flooded his body, and he quickly realized this method was far more efficient. As the energy coursed through him like a raging tide, his immortal cell count soared past the 100 million mark. Yet to his surprise, his body showed no signs of reaching its limit. Realizing the first wave of energy had already been exhausted, he grabbed 3 more star cores and devoured them without pause, quietly complaining that even such an enormous stockpile of resources still felt insufficient. Suddenly, his body began to radiate a strange and brilliant light. For a fleeting moment, he wondered if he was forming a legendary law body. But almost immediately, he corrected himself. What was truly happening was that his supreme immortal martial sovereign body was evolving into a specialized law body, an elite physical state typically reserved only for peak level 14 powerhouses. As the radiant glow stabilized, he observed that even though he had only formed the outermost layer of this law body, it was already enough to drastically enhance his defensive capabilities. A confident smile curved his lips. Even if the terrifying level 14 masters from his simulated dream battles attacked him now, it would take numerous direct strikes to bring him down. He was no longer a helpless target to be crushed. Determined to accelerate his progress even further, Lu Sheng opened 5 golden boxes at once, allowing the star cores within to merge directly into his body. In an instant, a massive and terrifying sphere of radiant blue energy engulfed him completely, signaling an explosive surge in his cultivation level. At the same time, aboard the Star Spirit Flower's ship, Xiangshan paced anxiously across the observation deck. He knew all too well that he had taken the greatest gamble of his life, secretly diverting family resources far beyond his authority, all to support Lu Sheng. His stress mounted with every passing second. If the strict elders of the family council discovered what he had done, the punishment would be swift, severe, and merciless. Even so, he forced himself to remain calm, clinging to the belief that once the elders realized he had invested those resources into the most extraordinary martial prodigy they had ever seen, they would reward him instead of condemning him. But his fragile composure shattered when a crew member suddenly contacted him, reporting an urgent message from the Hunting Bao Chamber of Commerce, and worse, informing him that the family council was demanding an immediate meeting. Cold sweat broke across his skin as panic surged within him. Desperately trying to maintain control, Xiangshan ordered the call to be put through. The screen flickered to life, revealing the stern and intimidating projection of a chamber elder. With a piercing, icy gaze, the elder looked straight at him and spoke, asking if he had any idea just what kind of massive trouble he had caused.